Gerald Hug has been in the audiology business for over 20 years. We visited his clinic to learn more.
At the Hug Center for Hearing, we cater primarily to the geriatric population, but essentially people with hearing impairment. And we do rehabilitation, try to help them to hear better. First determine whether or not they have a hearing loss, and then if they do have a hearing loss, we would recommend a hearing aid. And one of the things that I try to do is to verify or to make sure that they like their hearing aid, that too many people get hearing aids that they don't like and they wind up in the drawer. So we allow them to do paired comparison testing. And then after the paired comparison testing, they can make a determination as to whether or not one type of unit sounds better than the other. And then or just to determine whether or not they like hearing aids overall, if it improves their quality of life.
Gerald's interest in audiology began in college. He found meaning in being able to help improve a person's life. He is a stutterer and has 3 uncles who are deaf. He draws from these experiences from his work in audiology.
My interest in audiology probably developed in my first semester at Central Michigan University. One of the prerequisite courses that I had to take was audiology. And I just liked the technical aspects of it. I liked being able to seek out some almost instant gratification. When you put a hearing aid on somebody, their hearing usually improves right away. There's a lot of counseling that's involved to help them to understand how to adapt to that hearing aid, but it was from that experience primarily. I've been around audiology and speech pathology my whole life, I am a stutterer, and having worked on that since the age of like 4 or probably 5 when I was in elementary school, and then going to a speech camp. We always had our hearing tested and just have been around it. So there's that interest. And then also I have 3 uncles who are deaf. So as long as I can remember it, we've talked about hearing impairment, or we have learned other means of communication through sign language.
Gerald enjoys helping others. He finds audiology to be a field where he can make a difference.
Just being able to improve somebody's quality of life. Just the simple thank yous, or the simple hug from a patient when they leave, and a lot of times what they'll tell me is, I can't believe how much of a difference that it has made. And there's a lot more of those than there are people who say, oh, I don't like this hearing aid. And that's what keeps me going, is that instant almost gratification, like I spoke about, with regards to once you put them on and you can see their eyes light up, and they usually bring a significant other, a spouse, or some of their kids, and their kids can talk, and their kids are excited, and it's that whole process, and it's really cool. It's every day there's something positive, and I like that part of it.
Roy Scouts is a professional musician who uses a hearing aid. When he first started using them, he was shy, but that was years ago. He has learned a lot since then.
Being a musician, I didn't know anybody that wore a hearing aid, and it was like, and I knew a lot of musicians working out in California. So I was never comfortable in California with exposing this to anybody, except people, girlfriends or somebody I was, intimate with. But I just think it's something that people really, really don't expect. And it's funny, after I expose myself to these things to other musicians, it's amazing how many other musicians say, yeah, I think I might need those too. Revealing it sort of makes everybody else more comfortable. But as it turns out, people are, they're neither sympathetic or, I don't think it really matters much to anybody. It doesn't seem to, which was the second revelation for having hearing aids for me, was like, oh, it's great I can hear, and B, nobody thinks of me as a cripple or anything,
When Roy moved from Los Angeles to the Detroit metro area, he needed a place to get his hearing aids serviced. Being a person who makes a living from music made this an important decision. Roy found the Hug Center for Hearing to be able to fit his needs.
I came to the Hug Center originally because I had just moved here from Los Angeles. This is about 8 years ago, and I needed a place to get my hearing aid serviced. The Hug Center is great. I have dropped in here many times without even an appointment, or just, my hearing aid doesn't work, or blah blah blah. And although Jerry always seems to be, I know he's always busy all the time, but he will take the time out, and he really has, just to, take my hearing aid and, clean it, or run it through the vacuum, or if not Jerry, because he's not here every day, but then one of his assistants who I've become really friendly with as well. It's great. It's really great here. It's very comfortable, and I've never had any weird stigma about coming here.
The Hug Center for Hearing is committed to improving people's lives. For more information, please visit their website.